Now let's move ahead real quick. So like 2013, 2014, I would say, was more of like the airliner kind of when the airliner was kind of booming, and I started
Right,
to go. I personally started to see you around this
right,
particular venue a lot. Was the Vex and the airliner, because obviously we were ingrained with Metal Invictus, and a
right,
huge
right.
rest in peace to Angie and
Adrian,
Adrian,
yeah,
who are obviously no longer with us, sadly. But
yeah.
during around that time, what about her shows made you kind of want to keep coming back, and the vibe that it specifically provided for you personally?
Right. Well, I mean, first of all, I am so grateful to Angie and to Adrian. They really, I mean, they made such a huge impact in my life. I mean, if it wasn't for them, I would have never met the metal community. I would have never gone to shows or got to know you guys or anything like that. But the first thing that comes to mind is family. I mean, you go in there and it's just like you've known everybody forever, and it's just like a whole feeling of family. It's kind of hard to express, but I think everybody would understand. I mean, if you go there, it's kind of like it's home. It's almost like a second home, and everybody was so welcoming. I would also help Angie at the door. Most of the time, I don't know if you've seen me. I'd be like collecting tickets and staffing people. It's just like collecting money. And then Adrian, I'd see him running around with the camera and all that stuff, and I'd try to like buy him water or something like that, or just and then buy Angie drinks. And my favorite memory of her was like I bought her a drink one time. It was like $16 for this tiny, tiny little, little. I don't know what I remembered was, but she was like the whole night is like $16 for this. Oh my God, $16! I go have another one. Yeah, but it was just like something worth supporting. You don't see this every day. You see a lot of people supporting the more bigger names, more bigger bands, and that you don't have a connection to that. You don't know the people. I mean, you're fans, but it's almost like something that's trendy, But with our community, it's not, oh, this is the trend one night, this is the trend the next night. No, no. You kind of go and you really support because you see a lot of people who are extremely talented. I mean, one time somebody asked me, it's like, why do you like the metal shows? I go, because have you ever seen them play? Have you ever seen them play live? You know how amazing it is? You know how you have to be so skilled with those instruments? I mean, this isn't like, some manufactured canned stuff. This is like real, and when you get into it, you really get into it. So,
Do you think that kind of came from your integrating within Enthraller per se, because you kind of saw Mike going through the same
yeah.
kind of things that any band would go through, the
Up the
dramas.
airliner, steps down the airliner.
Yeah, just
The bass
you know,
Yeah,
right. But but that made you appreciate more of the musician, rather than say just somebody else that wasn't really familiar with what a musician would kind of go through within the local kind of community, or just a
right,
gig in general.
right. It's almost like we're so underground. It's almost like we're not as appreciated as, let's say, you know, uh, uh, I've watched Mike be in other bands before, other than metal, and it's just not the same connection. It's just not the same feeling until he got into Enthraller. So it's almost like you have to do your own promotion, you have to do your own marketing, you have to play as much as you can to get an audience. So in a way, it's almost like I relate completely to that because we're all artists and we're all trying to do the same thing. It's all independent work. And to me, that is very, very difficult to do sometimes, but you have to do it, you know, as an artist.